Welcome back to day 75 of learning to read Chinese, and today we're finishing up our Yirong appearance chapter. First character of the day is Wu, and Wu means originally a crow. So this is kind of a funny character. You'll see how similar it looks to Niao, which is the word for bird. The only difference is, because the crow is black, you can't see its eye. So we have one less dot right there, which is the one that represents the eye. And then because this bird is black, so then whoop becomes the word for black or dark things that are so dark that you can't see anything. So originally it's a drawing of a bird. And the only difference is you can see its eye, or you can't because it's too dark. Ooh. The full name of a crow is Ouya. So I guess it's some kind of duck. What? No, hold on. It got mixed up there. Yeah, well, this ya is this ya on the side, which is phonetic. This also means crow by itself. Two of these words, they're both for crows, and then the full name of crows, Ouya. Fa. Fa means hair. Now, the thing about this, we got an alternate reading fa, which is issue, dispatch, or send out. In simplified, these are both written with the same character, but in the traditional, they're actually two different characters. So this is, can it get bigger? No. This is fa, tou fa. You got these three little strokes here, which represent hairs. This, I believe, originally comes from like the hairs on a dog was originally what they're referred to. Then it came to refer to hair on any sort of animal or on a person's head. And this other one, the traditional writing looks like this. This bow part was added later, I think. If you look at this version, this character actually has etymology records. The one for hair doesn't. It looked, apparently, they're just not available. But this one here, you got 2 feet, and then uses a hand, and there's a spear, and you're throwing the spear between your feet. And this bow was added later to be like, you know, when you shoot a bow and you pull it back and they send it out. So that's that. So here, Wu fa, we're talking about black hair, as most Chinese people have. Bi means to be next to or near to, compare, contrast, be equal to, or a ratio, or than when you're making comparison, like greater than, less than, stronger than, thicker than, whatever. This is a funny one if you look at the etymology here. It's just two little guys, two little people standing next to each other, and they're the same height, and look at their shoulder to shoulder, same height. B. That's where that comes from. It's 2 little people, side by side. Tun means buttocks, or the bottom, the butt. And this is on the bottom, the hunk of meat that tells you it's a body part. On the top is what was this again? Forget. I think it means behind, which is also in English we call that region the behind sometimes. This is dian. And yeah, so dian means like following behind, or the thing in the very back of the procession or whatever. So this is the part of the body that is behind, and that's why this has that meaning. So when you say 比臀, 无法比臀 is the black hair is so long that it's near to the butt, grows down that far. So this character comes from, this is a grain, and this is a jug of wine or some sort of liquor. And this is like when you're distilling liquor and there's like a layer of stuff that kind of floats the top. But then we started generalizing it to like when you cook milk, when you heat milk or like cream and stuff like that, and or when you process dairy or any sort of concoctions with fat or protein involved, and the fat or the protein layer is gonna float to the top, and it's gonna be that kind of smooth and buttery pasty stuff. And so su refers to butter, to shortbread, to paste, crisp. When you say crisp, it's like flaky. You know, if you put a lot of butter, like pastries that have lots of butter in them are soft and flaky. Soft, weak, or if you talk about skin, referring to that satiny, buttery, soft kind of finish. So, xiong. Xiong is again, you got, see this is on the left, the hunk of meat. Which represents you, that's a body part. And this, if you look at it, it kind of looks like a little bit like if you see this is the head, and then these are the arms, and then this is like the pectoral muscles or something. Or maybe it's like this guy's holding a basket or something in his bosom. Something like that. Xiong meaning bosom, chest, mind, heart, or front. So when you say su xiong, you're talking about, you know, maybe like a woman's breast being soft and smooth like butter. Yo. So this here is a woman with her hands on her waist. That's the body part. And this is something where you write in here that it says waist in English, but it's not exactly waist, because waist in English only refers to that one little band that goes around what would be the narrowest part, or if you have fat on there. Waistline is what people call it, because it's a pretty thin band of area that's referred to as the waist. But in Chinese, there's no word for that. And this word yao means more like abdomen, so it includes the entire muscle that goes around the abdomen in the back, the front, the sides. It includes whatever fat is on top of it. It includes whatever internal organs are inside, like the kidneys, the spleen, the stomach, whatever. The bones, spine, the entire, like everything below the rib cage and above the pelvis is collectively called yo in Chinese. This could also be the waist of a garment, or pocket, or the middle of any other kind of thing, like a mountain, or like a pass, or any variety of other things that have something that's like a middle, like a vaguely resembling or analogous to the abdomen of a person. Jin. Jin could be between, if you're talking about a space, a region, an area, or a time. So like 时间 would be for time, and 空间 would be for space. It mean among, be a moment, or a measurement for rooms. So rooms are called 房间, 房间, And you could say 一间,两间. You say how many rooms, like how many bedrooms, for instance, are in a house when you're counting the bedrooms and the bathrooms. We've got another pronunciation, 间. And 间 means a gap or a space between. And so then as a extrapolated from that or expanded meanings like estrangement, and there's a space between two people, or spy, infiltrating. Sow discord is like creating space between two people in a relationship where they were formerly very close, that sort of thing. Thin out. If you say thin out is also kind of like creating extra space. Keep apart at a distance from, or sometimes. So, 酥胸腰间. When you say 腰间, it's kind of just talking about that area of the body, I guess. 修. Originally, this meant... Okay, wait, hold on. Forgot to look at the etymology here. Jin. This was a door, and then through the door or above the door you see the moon, and then over time the moon got abstracted into a sun, but kind of the same thing. Time of day, maybe. The door sort of has a symbolic meaning. Shu. So originally this character shu referred to embellishment or decoration. It's like using this tool. Here's a person doing it, right? Because this is a task that's completed by people. Here's a hand with a tool, and these are kind of referring to the patterns. Painting patterns onto something. Then, apart from the meanings of embellishment and decoration, it came to mean to repair something or to build something, to study or revise, like when you're a student learning, revising for an exam, practicing Buddhism or Taoism, if you're like a monk of some kind, if you're on your spiritual practice, that sort of studying is also called shu. Putting in order, administer, practice, carry out, compile, amend. Shu also, as an adjective, refers to things that are long, tall, big, distant, good. Shu could be revisionism. So in this context, we're talking about shu tui, or tui is a leg. So we're talking about big, tall, long legs. Shu tui. A leg-like support or ham. So this, again, this on the side, hunk of meat tells you it's a body part. This is the walking foot. There's a foot, this is an eye, and this is like the whole rest of the body, right? This on the right is tui, and tui means to back up. So this is his eyes, he's looking behind him, and he's walking backwards. The foot means walking. And this is the picture of the person kind of facing backwards. Tui is retreating or walking backwards. And so that's because this is a word, it's got a phonetic property, tui, right? Sounds pretty much the same. And then the part of your body that you use when you're doing that is your legs. So tui refers to the legs. Da tui is the upper leg, the big leg. Xiao tui is the small, the calf, the thigh versus the calf. Back in the day, you used to have different words for this. We called da tui gu, and xiao tui was called jing. But now we don't do that anymore. We just call them da tui, xiao tui. Big long legs. Fu. This character comes from, at the bottom is a bei. It's a shell, which used to be used as currency. So it represents money. And here's a person standing on top of it. And it has that meaning of when you have money and you can rely on it, right? You have a financial foundation. So fu means rely on, carry on the back, with the back forward. Hold, cherish, shoulder, can also mean betray. oh, lack or be short of, fail, suffer, ungrateful, minus, negative. I'm not sure exactly where those meanings came from, but it does mean those, like if you're talking about negative numbers, if you're talking about like pessimism, if you're talking about negativity, if you're talking about electric charge, magnetic charge, negative, it's all using this fu. But in this context, we're talking about rely on or support. Chu, you got sheng on the side, and then this is chu, like a region, which is for the phonetic. Chu refers to the entire human body. So you could also put it together with like chu sheng, sheng chu, because sheng ti. It's also the human body. So here, this fu means to rely on, because we're talking about how these big, strong, tall, long legs are supporting the body. Now, gong, it's pretty straightforward. If you look at this, it is just a drawing of a bow. It's curvy like that. And gong refers to a bow, or anything bow-shaped. You'll see this in a lot of other characters as a radical as well, when they've got meanings sort of related to bows. Jiao. Jiao is a shank, a foot, or a base. So when you're talking about a person, it's like a foot, as in the body part. It could also be the foot of a, like a foot of a table, foot of a mountain, base of a lamp, any sort of thing like that. And jiao can also refer to dregs or residue, like the byproducts of some kind of process. So this is on the right, I think. Chue, which also similar to tui, means to withdraw or to drive back or decline. So this is pretty much the similar construction to toi, right? Or this. Like, what is the body part that's used when you do that? The legs, the feet, jiao. So here when you say gong jiao, if you're talking bow-shaped, what is bow-shaped about the foot? It's the arch of the foot, right? So the arch of the foot is called the jiao gong. You'll see it in here. Jiao gong. Ting. Ting. This means a pleasant or like a pleasant color, a graceful appearance. So it's yet another word for pretty girls. This is used in names super frequently. Girls' names, lots of girls' names have this character. So originally, the ting in this was a different ting. This one for palaces, but then it got replaced with this one for gazebos. Ting ting yu li. Ting ting, graceful, beautiful, pretty. Yeah, ting. Zhen. Zhen. See, on this, the right side is also zhen. It's for like occupation, occupying a position or an area. And this on the left is li, which means standing. So zhen also means to stand. If you stand somewhere at a post or a station, stand, halt, stop, come over. If you talk about anybody like standing there, standing somewhere, can also be, when you say post or station, it's like the office of a certain job where they do they undertake a certain operation on a smallish scale. So So her arched feet, and she's just standing there, beautifully, looking all graceful and poised with her long legs and her beautiful arched feet and her black hair that grows down to her butt and her soft, supple breast and her waist. So that's our end of our appearance chapter. And now you can practice all of the ones. This is our 64 characters in here. Let's see. I'm sure I've forgotten some of these already. What's their sound?
腿变节迥间乌曲见公迥发
You know, I've been saying that we should have
长
a toggle on there. You can change
Chen.
it to traditional, so you can learn all those.
软站
Dang it. So there's a lot of stuff where the simplified versions are easier to write, like by hand. Nowadays, people don't even write by hand anymore, hardly. Mostly it's typing. And the traditional characters, like the non-simplified ones, do contain a lot of information that gets lost in the simplification. What?
相
心
书
I was also thinking I should go back and take a closer look at Fu, because it's got a lot of these other meanings, the examples for them. So this is fu chong, which is you count on being spoiled, being well taken care of. Fu xue.一代一世才学复联。数是 relying on any of these, whether it's your scholarliness, your education, your power, 背负负担. I guess 负担 is burden. That's in here. 负担 is burden. Encompass, bear or shoulder a burden. These ones like 负电荷, 负反馈, 负号, this is all negative. 负荷 means load. Fuji, I guess negative pole or cathode. Fujing, apology. Fujiu, guilty conscience. So it can mean here, this is fuqi zhang yi, uphold justice. You uphold is what the fu is meaning in there. Fu shang, this would be, I guess, like the suffer meaning, if you've suffered an injury, being wounded. Fu yue, you break a promise. Fu xing, you break someone's heart. I guess that's like a betrayal. Fu zui, again, suffering or bearing an accusation of wrong. Fu zeren, bear responsibility. Fu dan, bear a burden. So you got a lot of different meanings. They're all pretty commonly used too. You should try to remember them all. When they come up in books or in speech or whatever, remember them better and practice. 景，
斜，容，
金，
北，
先，熬，单，偶，坠，耳，环，薛，臂，臀，
Oops.
蝉，
They look a little similar if you're not looking closely. 身，
肩，
肩
腰，
Can't be going too fast.
修，
How long am I gonna have to do this for it to come back?
臀，
Guess not that long. Alright,
苏
coming，back now. I think we've
J.
already gone through these. Okay, next time, the unit is, oh, another long one. 婚嫁. This one's about marriage, weddings, all that kind of thing. We'll see you next time, tomorrow. Bye.